on right now. Seems to be running through the team quite a bit. Obviously affected Mikheyev yesterday and some more guys today. So we had to make some adjustments because of that. Robertson's the one recall that we made, but we'll have to see where the group is at throughout the rest of the day today and tomorrow.
Will Nick come with you on the trip?
Yeah, Nick will come. He'll play tomorrow, and we'll see how the rest of the group looks from there.
And that was everybody, including Dermott, who was on the ice, but then
Yeah.
Austin leads the NHL forwards amongst takeaways. He seems to almost always surprise the guys on the back check. Why do you think he's able to consistently win pucks back in that way?
I think it's first of all, there's the will to do it. I think that's probably the most important thing that makes him elite at it, because I mean he has the skill set to do it. He's got size, reach, strong hands, good hand-eye coordination, all those things. But then you know, if you have some players have those things, but they don't have the will to dig in and push. And you look at the one last night that leads to the goal. I mean, you're 5, 6, 7 strides behind, and that takes a lot of effort to get to that spot. So, but things like that, when he's really determined, he's usually coming up with the puck. So it's in places like that, and it's even in the defensive zone, offensive zone. It's an area of his game that doesn't get talked about a lot, but it's a big reason why his line is on offense a lot in getting the puck. And we're lucky that Mitch is strong in that area too, for different reasons. He's quick, he's hardy, he reads things well. Willie Nylander's very good at that. John Tavares really good at that as well. But certainly Austin is the head of the class there.
Jason Spencer was just saying, like, he kind of, in retrospect, sensed that Austin wanted to do something the shift after the goal goes in for Minnesota. What have been your perspective on his ability to recognize moments in the game and then meet them?
Well, I think any player of his caliber, I think, wants to be a difference maker for sure. But I mean, Austin is really recognizing, where he's at here now in his evolution and his growth as a leader for our team is to be there and respond in those situations. So yesterday was, a real small sample of events happening, such as we're talking about his steal, and then you're talking about his response to a goal. But he does little things like that that certainly get noticed inside our walls, and I think that's a big part of his growth as a player and his emergence as a true leader amongst our group.
Is there anything about Nick Robertson's game that's really stuck out to you since he's come back from injury?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, I haven't watched a great deal. I don't think him being here, I think, has probably less to do, frankly, with what's happened since he's come back from his injury, but more so our belief in the player and his skill set. And he's played for us before, and he's played well here before. So there's an opportunity there, and with some of our guys getting sick and starting with today for practice, and then it seems like more guys are getting sick, so we just say we're going to put him in a game and adjust from there. But just want to give him more experience and more opportunities to continue to grow. And not unlike the Joe Wall situation, in that case, is a little different, perhaps, that he hadn't necessarily played at all here, but it's more so the situation we're in and the circumstances that we're in that create an opportunity for a player that we believe in.
If John Tavares can't go, will you play center?
I haven't thought that far ahead, but right now I'm not thinking that way. We believe John will be okay to play, but we'll see how that goes.
Peter Mrazek in net tomorrow, perhaps?
No, Jack Campbell tomorrow.
What was the thought process there? Because I know you said it, you're not necessarily tied to alternating.
Mm-hmm.
So what would make you go to Jack tomorrow?
To be honest, it's like we've talked about. I don't want there to be too far gaps between starts for either of our guys here the rest of the way. So that's part of it. This one to me was really just as simple as wanting to get Jack back in. Peter played last time in Detroit. It's his former team. This time it's Jack in his home state. So it's as simple as that for me.
What do the Red Wings pose as a challenge? They seem like they're on the rise here.
Yeah, lots of skill, lots of speed. We felt that when we were out there playing against them, not long ago. So I mean, they built a significant lead on us and really came at us. We found our way through that, and hopefully we learned what they're capable of and what's required of our play. It's going to be continued focus on us, but certainly, we've got a lot of respect for the speed and skill that they come with.
When you've reviewed footage of Detroit, has Moritz Seider stood out to you in any particular way for what he's able to do?
Well, I guess the big thing is just that he can do so much. He's a big guy, physical, he's got skill, confidence for a young player. He's definitely one of the elite defenders and elite young defenders in the league, and a big part of where their team is coming here in terms of that young talent.
What have you seen from Travis this season? He's out tomorrow. He might be out tomorrow. What have you seen from him as he's trying to carve out a role this season?
Well, I've seen. He's really tried to find his way within what's happening here as, our young defensemen with Sandin and Liljegren have really blossomed and taken steps, and he's trying to find his place within that. He's had to take a step back in some ways. Some of it is because we feel like he hasn't really taken advantage of the opportunities that had come his way. And so when you do that, you really kind of open up the door for a little bit for younger guys to come in. Those guys have done really well. So he hasn't played as much. That said, I do think he's played here now. I believe yesterday might have been his fourth in a row that he's played, and for me, that's the best stretch he's played all season. You look at it last night. I mean, we come out of the timeout last night with the goalie out. It's still 2-1. Riley Brody had played a lot, and Dean at that time, it just felt that those guys were still, even though there's a timeout, still just a little tired, and was showing the confidence and trust in Dermott and Liljegren to go out and do the job, and they did it. So that speaks to where he's at right now. It's unfortunate that he's got a little bit of a bug going here, and may not be available to play tomorrow, but that we hope serves his confidence and his development well. Certainly does a lot in terms of our confidence in him.
Is there something you want to see more of from him?
Yeah, I just like, you want to see him. You want to see him play with authority and play with confidence, both with and without the puck. Without the puck, tight gaps, being physical, creating separations and getting plays stopped, creating loose puck situations that you can then turn with confidence yourself and move your feet and advance the puck up the ice to the forwards. And I think he's done that in as good a stretch as we've seen here in the last few games. And the timing is, as I've said yesterday, with Muzzin being out, is very, very good. So we hope that this is a launching pad for more, as we expect it to be very competitive, within our defense group the rest of the way here. With Muzzin's health aside, we with the addition of Lyubushkin and the emergence of Sandy and Liljegren, and you got Hall and Dermott in this mix now. We've got some real competition for spots there, and at times guys aren't going to be happy, but that's all healthy as we work towards being a deeper team.
Hey Sheldon, when Austin's offensive skills that he has, and the defensive side, we now see what that's all about. What are your daily conversations like with a player of that ilk who might not need, I don't know how else to put it, like that coaching, if you will? But what are your conversations like with him?
I'm more checking in on how he's feeling, just monitoring his energy levels and, at times, giving him some direction in that. But, the way you describe it, I think is pretty accurate. When I was first hired here, we were talking a lot, meeting a lot, watching a lot of clips, and I think he's got a clear understanding of what my expectations are of him. I think he also has a much better understanding of what it means to truly be great in the league, which is not just the offensive piece and scoring and all of those things, but really truly impacting the game in every way possible. And he's done that virtually in every way for us, save for the penalty kill. He plays in all situations, and on both sides of the puck, he's done a really good job. When he's at his best, he's dominating on both sides of it, and I think that's been the greatest development over my time that I've seen since I've been here. I think a lot of that is firmly in place. He knows the expectations. For me, it's about more so managing him and how he's feeling, and making sure that he understands that we're going to do what we can to keep him healthy and keep him fresh, and wanting his perspectives on what's happening and how he sees things are happening on the ice. But in a lot of cases, he's in a groove, and he's grown up enough in the league now to know how to take care of himself, how to be prepared. He just needs little reminders from me from time to time, but he's in a good place from where he's at.
Did last night's game provide a template for how you guys want to play moving forward in terms of being rewarded for the defensive play not being too?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I defensively for sure. I mean, there was a lot of things there offensively we struggled with last night. It was that first period especially. Part of it, give Minnesota credit, but part of it, we just weren't sharp. We had trouble connecting on real simple passes, whether it was the guy making the pass, it was off, or if it was tape to tape, we didn't handle it very cleanly. So there were some things there that really, stalled us offensively that we didn't like. And when we're at our best, we're better in that way. But as I've told our guys, we are going to have nights where you're not at your best. You're not feeling it. You're not sharp. Puck's not bouncing or moving the way you'd like it to. But the defensive stuff and the commitment defensively and the structure, that should be a given every single night. That's just a decision that you make as a group. That's what the game's going to be like, and that's what I took away from that game. And to me, it started in Columbus. We didn't get the result there, but we did a lot of really good things that we've been asking our guys to do, and we carried that forward into last night and got rewarded for it.